After 60, our legs aren't just tools to get us from point A to point B. They're symbols of freedom, independence, and sometimes even our dignity in the years ahead. Because when you can still get out of bed on your own, take a walk around the block, or simply stand and cook a meal for your loved ones, you're still in charge of your life. But here's what's been weighing on me lately. I've had so many older patients come in saying their legs just don't feel as steady as they used to. No falls, no injuries, nothing dramatic. But they're starting to avoid stairs, staying home more. They think it's just age catching up. And honestly, I used to think that too, until I started looking more closely at one tiny detail: the vitamins they were taking every morning with the belief that more is better. Just imagine this. Maybe it's not that you're getting weaker. Maybe, just maybe, you've been putting something into your body that seems helpful but is slowly draining the strength from your legs. No warning signs, no pain, just a quiet decline day by day. Now, I'm not here to judge. I'm here to share, as someone who's also walking through the changes that come with being 60. Because sometimes awareness starts with a simple question: is what I believe is healthy actually holding me back? Welcome to Strong Body Flow, a space where we talk about real health, real life, and real solutions.
Let me tell you about one of my patients, Bill. He's 72, a strong man, in every sense. A former military man. He jogs every morning, tends his garden by himself. But then he started noticing something. His legs didn't move quite the same anymore. He couldn't rise from a chair as firmly. He told me, "Doc, when I walk into a grocery store, it feels like I'm floating, like my legs aren't fully mine anymore." At first, he thought, I guess it's just old age. But when I asked, "Are you taking any supplements?" he smiled and said, "I take vitamin E every day. I heard it's good for the heart and keeps you young." Sound familiar? Vitamin E. It sounds like an angel in the world of supplements, praised for skin, heart, anti-aging. But here's the truth. Sometimes what we think is a miracle pill could slowly be making our legs weaker, quietly, gradually. Why? Vitamin E is fat soluble. That means your body doesn't flush it out daily like vitamin C or B. It builds up in your liver, in fat tissues, and at a certain point, it can start affecting your nervous system, especially the areas that control balance and muscle strength. Have you ever noticed it takes longer to stand up? You feel a bit lightheaded when you turn around, or your legs get tired quicker on a walk. That might not just be getting older. It could be your body trying to say, "I'm out of balance." I once read a study from the American Neurological Institute. It showed that taking more than 400 IU of vitamin E per day, the amount in many supplements, could reduce muscle function, slow reflexes, and even double the risk of falls in older adults. I get it. This might sound surprising, maybe even hard to believe. But I'm not sharing this to scare you. I'm here to wake you up. Because most symptoms don't arrive like a thunderstorm. They drift in like a quiet fog, until one day you realize you're holding the railing more often, or skipping the stairs altogether. What worries me most is this. Many people still think they're doing the right thing by taking vitamin E. No one warns them. There's no sticker on the bottle that says, "may weaken muscles if overused." Have you ever asked your doctor, "Do I really need this supplement?" And if the answer is, "I'm not sure," then maybe it's time to take a second look. So what can you do instead? I always tell my patients, if you really need vitamin E, get it from food. Almonds, sunflower seeds, avocados, spinach. They all offer vitamin E in a natural, balanced way, absorbed gently by your body. And most importantly, always check with your doctor before taking any supplements, especially after 60. See, the body at 30 is not the body at 70. What once helped may now harm. At this stage in life, it's not just about adding more. It's about knowing what to take away so your body can recover, repair, and stand strong again. Let me tell you another story. There was a sweet lady named Clara, 68. She came in saying she'd lost her sense of balance. I asked what medications or vitamins she was taking. She said, vitamin E, D, A, B12. I take everything. I asked, who prescribed all that? She smiled and said, no one. I read it online. Sound familiar? Clara, like many of us, was trying to do the right thing. But along the way, she lost balance. Literally. After stopping the vitamin E and switching to whole foods with gentle exercise, just 6 weeks later, she walked more confidently. But more than that, she felt in control again. So please remember this. After 60, more is not always better. What matters is right timing, right dosage, and the right method. If you're taking vitamin E every day, maybe today is a good day to ask yourself, do I really need this? And if you're not sure, talk to someone who truly understands aging. Someone who can guide you safely. Because keeping your legs strong isn't just physical. It's about holding on to your freedom, your posture, your dignity.
Part 2. Vitamin A, the silent saboteur of your bone strength. Let me paint a picture for you. Imagine an oil lamp. When the flame is just right, it brightens the whole room. But if you pour in too much oil, thinking it'll shine brighter, the flame can flare up and burn out the wick. Vitamin A is a lot like that. It's essential, it's important, but if you take it the wrong way or in too high a dose, it can slowly wear down the very bones that keep you standing strong. Doctor, I only take vitamin A because I want better eyesight and healthy skin. That's all. That's what a 64-year-old patient of mine named Ellen told me once. She was cautious about her health, ate well, did yoga every week, but over the past few months, she started complaining about hip pain, backaches, and her legs feeling oddly heavy whenever she walked up the stairs. Her bone density test showed unusual weakening, especially around her hips and legs. After checking closely, we discovered she'd been taking a multivitamin that contained 2 to 3 times the recommended daily dose of vitamin A, and she'd been using it for almost 2 years. So what exactly is going on here? Vitamin A is a fat-soluble vitamin, like vitamin E. It doesn't just leave your body right after digestion. Instead, it builds up in the liver and soft tissues. When the levels get too high, it starts to erode bone density, especially in your hips and legs, which are crucial for standing and balance. A study by the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that long-term high vitamin A intake can increase the risk of osteoporosis by up to 60% in people over 60. That's not a small number. But you know what's scarier? There's no warning, no obvious symptoms. You just start to feel a bit more tired, maybe a bit more sore when you walk. You might sit more because standing isn't as comfortable anymore. And slowly, you start choosing stillness over movement. So stop for a moment and ask yourself, have you ever felt any of this? Sometimes we blame aging when the real culprit is right there on your kitchen shelf in a bottle of vitamins you trust. Vitamin A isn't the enemy, as long as we understand it. It's vital for vision, your immune system, and your skin, but only in the right dose, ideally from real whole foods. Carrots, pumpkin, animal liver, and dark leafy greens, those are natural, safer sources of vitamin A. When you eat these, your body can regulate how much it absorbs. But when you take supplements, especially if you're using multiple at the same time, like multivitamins, fish oil, and other fortified products, your total intake can shoot way above safe levels without you even realizing it. Let me tell you about John. He's a 70-year-old man who loved taking supplements to boost his memory and eyesight. Every day he took cod liver oil, a multivitamin, and a beta-carotene supplement. After a year, he broke his thigh bone from just a small stumble in his living room. An X-ray revealed extremely low bone density, partly caused by years of vitamin A overdose. And the saddest part? After that fracture, he never walked the same again. So what can you do? If you're currently taking vitamin A supplements, check the label carefully. The safe daily dose for older adults is about 2,300 to 3,000 IUs. Many supplements go way beyond that. Talk to your doctor. If you're not deficient, you may not need extra vitamin A at all. And always prioritize food over pills. Natural sources don't build up to toxic levels. They're safer, smarter, and just as effective. My dear friend, I'm not sharing this to scare you. I'm sharing this so you can be more aware and stronger. Because I truly believe health isn't just luck. It's a series of small, wise choices we make every single day. When you know better, you can choose better. And making the right choices, that's how you protect your legs, your posture, and your freedom, even at 60 or 70 years old. Part 3. The Silent Thief of Strength, Sitting Too Much. My friend, I want you to imagine something for a moment. What if every single day, someone quietly took a tiny bit of your strength away? Not enough to hurt, not enough to notice. You wouldn't realize it at first. But one day, you stand up, and suddenly your legs don't feel as strong as they used to. I'm not talking about a disease. I'm not even talking about medicine. I'm talking about something even quieter, something we often overlook, the habit of sitting too much. I've met so many patients who used to be energetic grandparents, people who loved gardening, morning walks, or playing with their grandkids. And slowly they started sitting more. It's just a little rest, doctor. I still walk, just not as often as I used to. Then one day, they realize getting up from a chair is harder. Balancing on steps becomes shaky. Have you ever felt like that? The human body wasn't made to stay still. Especially after age 60, our bodies aren't built to sit for hours on end. Every joint, every muscle, every blood vessel needs movement to stay healthy. When you sit too long, blood flow slows down. Your glutes and thigh muscles go to sleep. Joints stiffen, joint fluid dries up, nerves get compressed, leading to numbness, back pain, and leg pain. I had a patient named Harold, 72 years old. He used to be an amateur mountain climber. But after retiring, Harold got into the habit of watching TV 5 to 6 hours a day. He figured I earned my rest, he said. But just 2 years later, he came to see me with weak legs, poor balance, and nightly leg cramps. Harold had no idea that just sitting for too long was enough to start weakening his body. Here's the scary part. Muscle loss doesn't hurt. It's not like a fracture or arthritis. It's silent. Your body shifts into energy-saving mode. It starts breaking down muscle because it assumes you don't need it anymore. A study published in the Journal of Geriatrics found that just 10 days of inactivity can lead to 10% loss of leg muscle mass in older adults. 10 days. Think about it. How many people are unknowingly sitting that much? But here's the good news. Small movements can make a big difference. You don't need to run or hit the gym hard to change this. Just stand up every 30 to 60 minutes. Walk around the house. Do a few gentle leg exercises. Stretch your hamstrings. Roll your ankles. Do a few sit-to-stands. I often tell my patients, set an alarm for every 45 minutes. When it rings, just stand up. That's it. Some choose to sit on a yoga ball while watching TV to keep moving a little. Others clean the kitchen, water the plants, or just get up to pour a glass of water. What matters isn't intensity, it's consistency. Now, I'm not here to tell you to stand all day, and I'm certainly not asking you to run marathons at 70. I just want to remind you of something simple. Life is movement. Movement keeps the blood flowing. Movement maintains your muscle mass. Movement helps you stand up, both physically and metaphorically. And if you're still with me right now, I know this. You're like me. You don't want to surrender to aging. You want to live actively, boldly, and most of all, independently. That doesn't come from miracle pills. It starts with small choices. Sit a little less. Stand a little more. Let every time you stand up remind you that you're still in control of your life. And if you can, invite your spouse, your friend, your neighbor to stand with you. Because real strength, it's not just in your legs, it's in your habits. You still have time. You still have strength. Don't let the habit of sitting steal it from you. Quietly, day by day. Part 4. Vitamin B6, the silent thief of feeling in your legs. Have you ever felt like your legs don't belong to you anymore? I'm talking about that strange sensation when you get out of bed and it feels like you're stepping on a sponge. Your toes are a little numb. Your calves feel soft and weak. Every step feels a bit off, a little unsteady. One of my patients, Louis, 68 years old, shared exactly that with me not long ago. I thought it was just age or the weather, or maybe diabetes. But doctor, I don't have diabetes, and yet my legs are losing sensation every day. I asked him a simple question. Are you taking any vitamin B6? He answered right away. Of course, every morning. It's in the multivitamin I take. Says it boosts energy and supports brain health. We ran some blood tests and found his B6 levels were 6 times higher than normal. Vitamin B6 is a good vitamin, but not for everyone. Vitamin B6 is important for the nervous system. It helps transmit nerve signals, break down protein, and produce energy. Sounds great, right? You might think the more, the better. Not quite. The issue lies in the dosage and how long you take it. Even though B6 is water-soluble, high doses over long periods can be toxic to your nerves. And for older adults whose liver and kidneys work more slowly, excess B6 builds up more easily than when you were younger. What's worse is this: the damage doesn't show up right away. It sneaks in, slowly, quietly, and dangerously. Walking on clouds, the first sign of nerve damage. The early symptoms are subtle. Slight numbness in your toes, that strange feeling like you're wearing thick socks when you're not. Your balance feels off. Sometimes your legs feel wobbly if you stand too long. Many people blame it on aging, poor circulation, or just being tired. But it could actually be peripheral nerve damage caused by too much vitamin B6 over time. More than 20 years of research has shown taking more than 100 milligrams of B6 per day increases the risk of nerve toxicity, and the symptoms usually start in your legs. Here's the ironic part. Many multivitamins sold in the US contain between 50 and 200 milligrams of B6 per pill. If you're taking more than one a day, or adding energy boosters or brain supplements, you might be way over the safe limit without even realizing it. I once treated an elderly woman, over 70, who completely lost feeling in both her feet after taking an over-the-counter brain booster for more than a year. Even after she stopped taking the pills, the sensation never came back, because when nerve damage goes too far, it may never heal. Why this is scarier than it seems? When you lose sensation in your feet, everything changes. You hesitate to take the stairs. You feel unsure crossing the sidewalk. You go out less, afraid of falling. Then you move less, your muscles weaken, your bones become brittle, and your risk of fractures and depression rise. I always tell my patients, you don't have to climb mountains, but you do need to feel the ground beneath your feet. So, how much B6 do you really need? For most adults, only 1.5 to 2 milligrams per day. And you can get it all naturally from foods like bananas, oats, salmon, peanut butter, and turkey. No need to supplement unless your doctor specifically tells you to. What can you do today? Check the labels on everything you take daily. Is your B6 dose 10 to 20 times higher than what your body needs? Talk to your doctor, especially if you're already feeling numbness, weakness, or instability in your legs. Stop taking high-dose B6 products unless there's a real medical reason. And if possible, get a blood test. A simple snapshot of your internal health can be more valuable than a whole shelf of random supplements. Final thoughts. Aging doesn't mean weakening. After more than 30 years working with older adults, I've learned one thing for sure. Aging doesn't make you weak, but being careless might. One tiny vitamin pill, seemingly harmless, can quietly steal your sensation, your strength, and your independence. So take a step back, listen to your legs, and pay attention to the quiet signals your body sends you. Because sometimes the key to standing strong in life is needing less, not more. Part 5. Health shouldn't be measured by one standard rule. When was the last time a doctor asked you, "What's your daily lifestyle like? What supplements are you taking each day? Have you noticed anything lately, like your legs feeling weaker?" I ask because after many years working with older adults, I've realized something crucial that's often overlooked. After 60, each person's body becomes a unique map. No two people are the same. And yet, millions of seniors are advised every day to take the same multivitamins, to follow age-based packages, generic advice, or what they see on TV. We live in an age of advanced tech, modern lab tests, even AI that can read our genes. But do you know what's still incredibly rare? A truly personalized diagnosis, just for you. Take Mary, a 73-year-old woman I saw recently. She was doing okay, good memory, relatively healthy, but lately she'd been feeling dizzy when standing, clumsy with her hands, and uneasy climbing stairs. Her husband James brought her to me, worried she might have Parkinson's, but after thorough tests, we found something else. She was severely iron deficient, despite taking a multivitamin designed for women with high doses of vitamin A and E. She had no idea that too much vitamin A can block iron absorption, and high doses of vitamin E thin the blood, worsening dizziness. I asked her, "Who prescribed this for you?" She replied, "No one. My granddaughter bought it online. It said great for women. So I took it." Sadly, that story isn't rare. It's all too common. At age 30, you eat an egg and absorb almost all of its protein and B12. At age 65, you only absorb 50 to 60% of it. Many people take vitamin D daily, but they're low in magnesium, so the D isn't activated. Others take iron without checking for inflammation. If your body's inflamed, the iron gets locked away in tissues instead of reaching where it's needed. That's why I always say, don't take vitamins like water. Take them like medicine, for the right person, at the right time, for the right reason. Why is personalized diagnosis so rare? 3 reasons. Lack of time. A regular health checkup lasts 10 to 15 minutes. That's not enough to understand someone's diet, habits, and lifestyle. Lack of detailed testing. Many clinics only check cholesterol and blood sugar, leaving out vitamins, minerals, and hormones. And lack of connection between doctor and elderly patients. Many doctors haven't been trained in geriatrics, which requires patience, respect, and the ability to see the whole picture, not just treat symptoms. What you can do at home, starting today. I'm not saying you need to go to the hospital every month or take dozens of expensive tests. Just start by asking yourself simple questions. How many supplements am I taking each day? Who recommended them? Has anything changed in my body recently? Am I noticing new signs in my legs, hands, memory, or sleep that might suggest something's off? And if possible, get a full blood test once a year, looking at vitamin D, B12, B6, ferritin, iron stores, liver and kidney function, blood sugar, and hormones if needed. You don't need to do everything, just the right things for your body. One of my male patients, 66 years old, came to me with insomnia, leg fatigue, and digestive issues. He had tried all sorts of sleep support and bone strength vitamins, but nothing helped. We ran tests and found his B6 was 5 times the normal level, D was low, and he was severely deficient in B12. Just 3 weeks after personalizing his supplements, stopping the unnecessary ones and replacing them with D3 and B12 injections, he started sleeping deeply, his legs felt stronger, and he regained his morning energy. His body hadn't changed. What changed was how we treated him, not as a typical senior, but as a unique person. You deserve to be heard and understood. I know many of you watching this are worried about your future. How long can I stay independent? Will my legs still hold up for the next few years? The answer is yes, if you pay closer attention to yourself. Start by stopping random supplement use and start asking, do I really need this? Health doesn't live in a bottle. It lives in knowledge, in thoughtful choices, and in the respect you give your body as the one-of-a-kind system that it is.
Dear friend, if you've listened this far, then maybe you're just like me. You're not ready to surrender to aging. You want to hold on to your independence, your freedom, and above all, your dignity. And that doesn't come from a bottle of vitamins. It begins with awareness, the courage to ask, do I really need what I'm taking every day? Could something I once believed was helping actually be quietly making me weaker? Don't wait until your legs no longer feel steady. Don't wait until you've lost sensation or need to grab the handrail just to stand. Start today with one small change. Stop taking random pills. Eat more mindfully. Move a little more each day. And most importantly, listen to your body. Because you deserve to live with strength at 60, at 70, even at 80. True strength doesn't lie in your muscles. It lies in being intentional. If you found this video helpful, please hit like, share it with someone you care about, and subscribe to Strong Body Flow. Your one small share might just help another older adult walk with confidence and live with purpose. Thank you for being here. See you in the next episode.